What is up, beautiful people? It is Sunday, and God, there was so much going on this weekend, especially outside of comics. Pro Bowl, the All Star game was in Toronto, NHL. So if you guys didn't see that, it was pretty interesting. But yes, of course, a lot of comic drama still ongoing. Yes, some CGC stuff. So we're gonna cover some of that tonight. I noticed we kicked it off a minute late. I know it's a minute late, but myself and the guests, yes, Comic OZZI, of course, we were catching up a little bit backstage, man. It's been a little while since we've seen him, so I'm excited to hang out with him tonight. But guys, before I bring him on, there's a few things I just want to update you on. Yes, I was talking sports. Next Sunday is the Super Bowl, so that means yes, I'm going to be doing the weekly comic wrap up. Of course, tonight being episode 34, but episode 35 is going to be a pre-record. Yes, we're going to try some pre-record next week, but not only just on weekly comic wrap up, I've got a little something cooking up with myself and Lefteros as well. So it looks like we're going to have the debut of a new weekly episode as well. So guys, take a look. There you go. That's your preview right there. So every week, yes, we're going to go through some of the new comic book day selections of the week. So those will be dropping weekly. Stay tuned because it's going to kick off very soon. That being said, let's get to the show. The guest is backstage. It's been a while. He's been crushing it. If you guys are not following him on Whatnot, guys, I'm not a Whatnot guy, but the man has some of the best books, the best sales, the best deals. You cannot pass up on checking out that page, guys. Comic OZZI, what's going on, bro?
What is happening, Paisan? How you doing?
Yeah, the Paisan is true. I forgot to even bring the Italian flavor to the introduction. Completely missed the boat on that one.
I'll bring a little bit.
There you go, dude. I had pasta aglio olio today. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. do you have pastas on Sundays?
Sometimes.
There you go. Favorite pasta?
Just like just a normal sugo, like nice and simple.
That's the way.
No meat, nothing. Just like plain.
Not a complicated guy. He just wants his sauce, his pasta. He's good. But what's going on, bro? It's been how long since you've done YouTube Live?
Oh my God, I don't even know how long. I've been so busy, like trying to up my game with Whatnot and stuff like that. It's been I can't even remember. It's been forever.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel has been. I had to put it on pause for a little bit too, just to get everything organized.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because like I was saying, you do some of the best Whatnot sales in my opinion. I told you backstage. I was checking out your last one because I was eyeing a book there. I'm not gonna give it away. I won't give it away, but I was eyeing a book there and I completely missed it because obviously kids. But talking YouTube channel, I remember you picked up a huge collection, man, at the beginning of when everything started. Pandemic, you started YouTube. Yeah. That collection was pure gold. I remember seeing the posts, the videos, and I'm like, holy cow, how is he getting all these books?
That's like, those only really come around for most people just like once in a lifetime. It was just an opportunity. They seized it and it happened. But thank you for the compliments. I appreciate it, brother.
Of course, man. And then obviously since there, you've been continuing to pick up collections. You're doing your thing.
Nothing to that extent, but just little mini lots, little collections along the way. So that's basically what you kind of have to do when you're trying to buy and sell. So
of course, man. And of course, like I said, now Whatnot, you're doing your sales. You do I believe every Tuesday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Yeah. Tuesday, 7 p.m. fire sales. Like I said, you got a lot of good silver keys in those too, man.
You kind of have to carve your niche in terms of like the people that are coming in, and silver and bronze is my thing. I cannot sell a modern book if my life depends. I put some up and it's just like crickets. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you know what? I've come to notice that too. Unless it's like one of those big fire books of the week that people are speculating on and so forth. But yeah, no, for sure, silver and bronze, you can't go wrong, of course, no matter what. But like I said, you're absolutely crushing it. So congrats to you, and I'm happy to have you back on YouTube tonight. Hopefully, this is the kickstart to your full return because we miss you. We miss you.
Okay.
There you go. But all right, guys. So we're gonna get into the show. Quite a few things to discuss. Of course, we're gonna get into the FOC picks of the week. There's market report, hot topics, and guys, don't forget it was also Orlando MegaCon, right? So MegaCon took place this weekend. So we took a little glimpse last week at some books that started to make their way onto the eBay sales, but let me tell you, man, it got flooded this weekend, and some of them were pretty impressive. So I look forward to talking about that. But before we do, shout out to the chat. Michael Baker's here. That's what's up. Yes, and of course, there's Baker Shakers tonight. He has his own little segment on the show. Pretty cool, eh? Yeah. We've got Paul in the 619. Paul had another banger show last week. Well, is it fair to say it was last week? We're Sunday now, right? We're kicking off a new week. So yeah, definitely check out Paul as well. He goes live every Tuesday. We've got, well, yeah, we saw Michael Baker already. Paul TKO is in the house, man. What's going on, TKO? Appreciate you hanging out with myself and of course Comic OZZI. We've got another paisano in the house from out west in Canada, bro. Look, Constantino Larata, man. Yeah, there he is, hanging out with us tonight. We got Gear Up, guys. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, I highly encourage everybody, go subscribe to Gear Up 260. Armin's a gem, man. One of the best cleaners, pressers in the game. And always love seeing his unboxing videos once he sends his books and they come back. Yeah, man. Even gets those 99s, bro. I saw 99s in there.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll get into the 99 stuff a little later. Another paisano in the house. Yes, Pacino. Another guy that I always miss hanging out with, man. And he's local, bro. He's local. No excuses. We need to get together soon. Derek's in the house, man. Derek, what's going on, buddy? I always appreciate you being here. Another, awesome dude who's always coming to hang out every week. So appreciate you here. Steph's, nobody's sister's safe here tonight. Yeah, Steph's Comics is in the house. You guys haven't yet, check him out on Instagram. The guy was doing some live rips, dude. I forget which NHL packs it was. Steph, tell me in the comments. But Ozzy, are you a card guy at all?
Just the old like Marvel stuff. Yeah, love that stuff. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I remember that. In fact, when you were getting those PSAs back, it was usually those cards that mimicked the covers, right? I forget which series that was.
The series one, the Impel series one, did have a portion of it did have some of the like the bigger covers, like the Avengers one, ASM 9, stuff like that. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I remember seeing you pairing them up with the slabs. I'm like, shit, this is.
I mean, I can show you. Just have one of them here. It's actually pretty cool. Like, I mean, when you have the book, and then you can have that as like a little accompaniment. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
I love them.
It pairs so well together. I love that idea, man. But cool. you borderline got me looking for them back in the day. But okay. But anyways, back to Steph's Comics. If you guys haven't yet, check him out on Instagram because he's doing some live rips, man. And the other night was an absolute blast. So check him out. We got Chia Pet. Chia Pet's in the house. I've been meaning to meet up with Chia Pet almost every day. I'm like, yo, we're good to meet up today. Never works out, but hopefully tomorrow. So Chia Pet, appreciate you hanging out. Pacino saying, bro, seriously, Pro Bowl. Seriously, even the NHL is scared to go against it. Yeah, exactly. Squared Circle, yes. BX Boxes in the house. Slap that chest, baby. Appreciate you coming to hang out with us tonight. Yo, if you're not already following BX Boxer is his Instagram name, definitely go check him out, man. One of the nicest guys in the community. Can't stress it enough. Lefteros, yes, can't wait. Here he is, man. So appreciate Lefteros hanging out. You guys saw a little sneak peek of what's to come. So appreciate Lefteros at all times, baby. And of course, Sam Al's in the house, man. Evening all, especially BC. Thank you, sir. Sam Al crushing it, especially. I'm sure he's still scooping up some beneath the trees somewhere. But yeah, all right. I think we're getting close to catching everybody here. We got Hawk in the house. Yeah, man. Yo, Hawk just hit 1,000 subscribers, man. He did absolutely an awesome show just the other day. So definitely go check out Hawk. I was tuning into that. He's always putting out some good content. I'm saying show, but in reality, always good stuff. So go check him out. And congrats again, Hawk. Derek's in the house, man. Derek, appreciate you coming to hang out. We got Lady Fantastic in the house. Yes, Lady Fantastic. I haven't seen her on the hunt recently. Maybe we gotta duke it out again one more time. But appreciate you being here tonight. Comic Cheeks in the house, man. Yes, Sheiky, baby. Appreciate you being here, bro. Spider Hunter, yes. Canada boys in the building. New York, New Jersey in the building. There you go. Represent. Stand up, baby. You think he's fist pumping like the rest of the Jersey Shore or what?
Jakers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's been a minute, Lady Fantastic. Appreciate you being here. But all right, Ozzy. We're going to get into it. We're going to kick it off with some FOC picks of the week.
Cool.
But before we do, I'm going to ask you like I ask everybody. Are you ready?
I am ready.
There you
I
go.
am ready.
That's confidence. All right, FOC picks of the week. Yes, of course, selected by Lefteros, and this is for the week of February 5th. Now, guys, with these FOC picks, I highly encourage you to go visit comicnation.us and get yourself an extra 5% off of your order by using discount code Black Crown. And that entire discount will total to 20% off because they're already given 15, guys. So let's get into the first book of the week. Now, Ozzy, I know you're not really keeping up to date with most of the modern stuff. You just openly said you even put modern books. Nobody's buying them, but curious to see what you're going to think about some of this. Because Aliens What If #1. This is the Scotty Young variant. Pretty neat. Now, first and foremost, I don't think I've ever seen anything aliens related in a Whatnot series, right? Like, a What If series.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very interested to see this. Now, since seeing Aliens, come into Marvel's hands here, I've not seen any books really take off, nor many people talking about it. So you get this combination of Scotty Young and the What If. I'm picking this up. I'm sold. I think I'm gonna grab one.
I what I've noticed actually lately is a lot of Scotty Youngs, including like what do you call them, the chibis or the children's drawing, like
Yeah.
but I think they're called chibis or something like that.
Mhm.
Has really gained a lot of popularity. I was watching one sale where somebody was selling a lot of the signed. He had a lot of these, but they're signed, just going for ridiculous amounts. I've seen a lot of resurgence in this kind of stuff. This is a pretty cool cover. I like Scotty Young, and that's pretty cool. Like it.
Couldn't agree more, man. I think this is it. Like I said, automatic sale for me. I'm curious to see what if type story when it comes to the aliens here, and obviously Scotty Young cover.
Yeah,
it's an easy sale for me, so I'm picking this one up. But one series I'm completely not reading, and I should be reading because I feel like many people are telling me I'm slacking for not reading. So, Batman Off-World #4. This is the cover A, and apparently here we're going to have the first appearance of the Thanagarian. I think I said that right, but if I didn't...
I couldn't read that one.
Thanagarian. But yeah, so pretty interesting book here with, first appearance. I'm not keeping up with the series. I've been slacking, so let me pick this up and give it a read. I'm gonna have to read issues 1 to 4. So Lefteros pick of the week, guys. This is Lefteros bringing out some info.
Cool.
But all right, let's move on from that. We've got Giant Size Spider-Gwen #1, and now look at this, the Octavius family getting a little fancy because we've got the first appearance of Orlando Octavius. That sounds sexy, I'm not gonna lie. Story by Melissa Flores and art by Alba Glez. I think this is awesome because we got a nice first appearance here, but there's some other cool covers when it comes to this book. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see it, but if not, man, I highly recommend picking this up. Now, it is a little bit pricey. It's a $6.99 US book. So yeah, but it's a giant size, baby.
Yeah, like a double-sized issue almost.
Yeah, pretty much. But all right. Another book that I want to talk about here is Star Wars Thrawn Alliances #1. This is the second print. Now, first print did pretty well. When it comes to the first print, I know a lot of people were looking at the promo variant, which is very neat, very nice. I thought it was awesome, but it didn't explode on the secondary market. But here we are, already at a second print for Star Wars Thrawn Alliances #1. Dude, did you have the opportunity to watch Ahsoka?
I did. I loved it. And one of the things when I was previewing some of these, I listened to the boys who now are in control of Star Wars. They've clearly stated that Thrawn moving forward is going to be the new big bad. So, I think in the future, anything Thrawn is going to be pretty hot.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I know a lot of people were getting upset at me the other day because I watched Ahsoka. I haven't finished The Mandalorian. Yeah, it's still on the back burner. Yeah. Did
Just
you watch The Mandalorian?
I watch all that stuff. I love it. I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as
No,
soon as it comes out, I usually watch it.
yeah, I slacked on Mandalorian. I still got to catch up. So don't hate me like everybody else did the other week.
As long as you can pronounce the characters correctly.
Uh, yeah, most of them. Some of them I'm not so good, but some other new characters that we're gonna have to learn some of the pronunciation. Of course, we've got Ultimate X-Men #1. Now, this is going to be a pretty interesting book. We've seen how some of the Ultimate books have been doing so far. I won't say all of them are actually. You know what? I'm lying. Ultimate Black Panther is coming out this week. It's already doing pretty well on the secondary market, and you've seen what happened with Ultimate Spider-Man 1. So
Right.
I can't stress it enough. I think this is definitely worthy of a pickup. You got Ultimate X-Men #1. This is the main cover, and you're gonna get introduction of a new generation of X-Men, including Armor and Maystorm. Now, if you're wondering who Maystorm is, well, if you saw those new Champions variants, you had the opportunity to see her on, I believe it was X-Men 27. Yeah, I want to say 27. But she's also on the cover of this thumbnail. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. OZZI Ultimate Universe. We've seen this done before. Now we're
Yeah.
seeing the expansion in this universe.
I mean, if I heard Ultimate Spider, I actually have a copy. I've been meaning to read it, Ultimate Spider-Man. I've heard it's fantastic, and if they can move that forward with some of the other, like with X-Men and Black Panther, that'd be great. I'm just wondering how Peach, because she's writing this, right?
Exactly. Now I'm not too sure if she's also doing the interior art. I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to Momoko. If I'm not mistaken, she is doing it. So it's gonna take a little bit of courage out of me to go to rip through this book. You know what I mean? But I'm excited for the story's sake. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Momoko's doing her thing, and seems like this is the direction of X-Men. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, Ultimate Universe has been great up until now. So,
Cool.
and yes, you said you have yet to read Ultimate Spider-Man.
I have a copy. I'm definitely going to read it
Yeah,
very soon. But
highly
yeah,
recommended. Yeah, see, look, Ultimate Spidey is incredible. But all right, let's move on from this one. We've got a Weapon X-Men #1. So first appearance of Jane Howlett. Now I'm hearing a lot of good things so far about this one over here, considering concerning the character Jane Howlett, but the incentive. Maybe I'm just a sucker because I love John Boy. This is also available in a trade regular cover price. But there's a 1 in 100 here incentive cover of this issue done by John Boy. I think it's beautiful, man. I think it's awesome.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Are you a fan of John Boy?
Some of the stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it's just a little too, I don't know, over the top, but yeah, some of it.
Yeah. No, I could see what you're saying here. But Thanos #4. This is the main cover. Now, what's interesting here is that this is the final issue. And solicitation states this issue will feature the most consequential fight in the history of the Marvel Universe. I think that is a bold statement because we've seen some massive ones throughout all these years of reading comics. Now, not only do we have this, we also have the crotch shot 1 in 50 incentive variant. Exactly. So I don't know. You were talking the Marvel Masterpiece cards, and this is obviously where this is from.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of that, the old school Thanos outfit. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that.
I mean they could have picked a better angle. I'm not gonna lie, but
I think it's intentional, but I think it's kind of cool.
no kidding, man. This is what it feels like to get teabagged. You're seeing it right here. But yeah, man. So there's the 1 in 50 incentive. Look, I'm excited for it, but I think when it comes to incentives, this might be the big winner this week because we've seen already how Ultimate Spider-Man #1 did with the first printing. Now, a few things I want to point out about this, guys. We're hitting the third print already when it comes to Ultimate Spider-Man 1. This is the 1 in 25 incentive. Third printing Virgin variant depiction of Earth 6160 Spider-Man by Marco Cicchetto. The only thing is, I feel like a lot of places, a lot of shops, a lot of people are going to up their orders just to get this one. Because if you're looking at this already on the secondary market, it's an easy $60 to $80 Canadian price tag, right?
Cool.
This is on the pre-sale.
Mm.
Will this pop in time? Will it hold? Go further? I don't know. I don't want to take. I don't want to be the one to tell you guys, go pick it up. But I could assure you that cover A by Pacelli, you're gonna find it pretty much everywhere because everybody's chasing this one, right?
Weren't they? Not someone can probably correct me, but weren't they really low print runs on the first printing? That was something that I had read. That was one of the reasons that it's kind of aside from the story, which is apparently great. There's low print run because there was 3 covers, or
I don't no there was multiple covers when it came to Ultimate Spider-Man 1, the first print. There was a lot of covers. You had
the
so many. Yeah, there was Stegman, there was J. Scott Campbell, there was Chichetto. Just the Chichetto, this cover here, you had 4 different costumes. You had this one, you had the black suit Spidey, Spider-Man 2099, and you had what was the other one? I said this one, black suit 2099. I'm missing the other one. I'm having a blank, but regardless, there was multiple covers when it came to the first print. The second print, yeah, there you go. So 11 covers were available, just to give you an idea. But now the third printing, like I said, I think a lot of people are going to be trying to get this one. It's a beautiful cover. Disregard all the stuff that was tied to this book out the gate. It's a beautiful cover, especially if you want to get this signed by Chichetto.
That's pretty cool.
CGC signing events or whatever it is. I think it's gorgeous. So I'm definitely eyeing the 1 in 25. I've already locked one down, to be honest. So I upped my orders, made sure that I can lock it down. Can't stress it enough, guys. Hit up Comic Nation or Comic Legion as well. Check it out because I think this is a great book to pick up. Now, like I did say, unfortunately, I feel like those third print cover A's, those Pacellis, are going to be liquidated because people just want this one, right? So,
were there? Sorry for the ignorance on it. Were there incentives in the first?
Yeah,
print? Yeah.
And the incentives, surprisingly, in the first print, did not do too well. Obviously, there's some of them. The higher ones did great, but there's 1 in 10s, 1 in 25s that are relatively low considering, like some cover A's, mall cover A's. I keep saying cover A's, but some of the regular covers that were available at FOC, I mean, those ones absolutely exploded and surpassed the ratios. So go figure.
Cool.
Yeah. But guys, that was it for the FOC picks of the week. So support Lefteros by following comicnation.us. Like I said, you can go get these books or other books ordered off of Comic Nation's website. And of course, make sure to use discount code BlackCrown to get an additional 5% off. And if you want to see an even more extended list of Lefteros' picks of this week, go visit Cover Price, the best comic book price guide around, where you'll also see, like I said, a way more extended list. I had a hard time picking some of the books that Lefteros put up because he put up a lot of bangers this week. So go check it out.
Cool.
We made it through the FOC. You see? Not bad. But now we're going to get into your territory, sir. That's right. The market. And it's my favorite part of the show as well. So I'm going to ask you again, sir. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I was born
this one.
All right, market, baby. We're going to cover the lists of CBSI, Cover Price, eBay, Go Collect, Key Collector, you name it. We're going through it. So, of course, like I said, not just those. There was MegaCon that just took place this weekend as well. So expect to see some of those books on this list. So, OZZI, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. First book up for grabs, an incentive. That's right. Wolverine 42. We're going to talk about this one because it is a awesome cover by Art Adams. Art Adams has been putting out quite a few covers along the lines that look like this. I don't know if you saw the one with Spider-Gwen on it, Mary Jane, Black Cat. There's been multiple that have come out. As you can see, number 1 on CBSI, and a raw copy sold for 135 Canadian dollars. Not bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Art Adams, covers? Are you a fan?
I'm a fan of his older work. I I don't want to knock this book down, but a lot of his older work I really love. Like Team Up 141 is one of my favorite covers.
Yeah.
It's so simple, but it's so effective, and it's done by him. And I think he changed his style in late 2000s to something very similar to this. I wish he would kind of like change it up a little bit. That's my only thing. I think he has the capability to do it.
Yeah.
I've seen this face many times. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I see what you're saying, man. It's kind of getting redundant. You know,
A little bit.
somebody who made me feel that way for a small period of time was actually Nakayama. Nakayama was doing that as of late. Well, not as of late. I would say not too long ago. Same covers over and over. It was just starting to feel a little redundant. And of course, he went back to doing some cooler things, which I appreciate. I'm a big fan of Nakayama. I'm not knocking him, but same when it comes to Art Adams. You see, Sam agrees as well. He says, "I'm with you, Ozzy. Older Adams was so much better." And yeah, I don't disagree, guys. I think that's spot on.
He's talented. He's very talented. It's just
Yeah, yeah. I like full cover busts by Art Adams. Face, yes, but not with those claws. Yeah, exactly. But anyways, regardless of what we think, some people on the secondary market think that this is worth the price tag of 135 Canadian dollars. Number one on CBSI. Not bad. A new book that recently dropped that absolutely had some people scrambling to pick him up, which, guys, I can't stress it enough. You might want to join some of our Telegram chats where we have discussions about these books weekly, especially on FOC. But Avengers Twilight number one, I don't remember seeing many people talking about this outside of Comic Nation, Comic Legion. There were very few, to be honest. But in this book, we got the first appearance of James Stark, the son of Tony Stark. The book came in at number 9 on cover price, and raw copies, dude, nuts. Already going at 26 to 35 Canadian dollars. If you guys missed it, I'm going to say wait. That's all I'm going to say. Hang tight. It's probably going to come back down.
Yeah, something like this will definitely probably. It just the surge just because it's new and its first appearance. I think just probably spiked that price. So
Absolutely. Now, one thing I do want to say is that, Chip Zdarsky's on this, and I say this almost every week how much I'm a fan of Chip. But besides the point of the first appearance, this is a very good read, man. I highly recommend it, especially, Ozzy, I know you're an Avengers guy. You love, the Avengers. So this is definitely worthy of a pickup, in my opinion. If you haven't had the opportunity yet to get yourself a copy, I encourage you to read it online, man.
all right, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Before we get to the next book, Trev, the shipping guru, is in the house. That's what's up, baby. Don't forget, guys, Trev goes live at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely head on over to check him out after this show. Appreciate you, Trev. And of course, we've got Gregory in the house, man. Yes, Gregory, thanks for coming to hang out. There you go. See, Derek saying very good read. He absolutely loved it. Samuel, yeah, there you go. So good stuff out of this one. I'm looking forward to issue 2. But we're gonna finish off with this book. I don't want to talk about it after this type thing, right? This is where we end. This I blew my mind, bro. I don't even want to say it, but regardless, Marvel Previews 26, near mint, fair market value, $17 US. Came in at number 6 on cover price. Dude, this is a free previews book, going for a little bit of a premium, sir.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that was happening. Wow, interesting.
Yep, it is happening. And just to show you how much the needle could be moved, right? When you got yourself a good story, some speculation,
Right.
it's nuts, because I saw out the gate, this book, Ultimate Spider-Man 1, took off. And I'm not saying I had any influence at all. I don't think I had any influence, to be honest with you, when it comes to speculation. But I was just telling people on the shows that Ultimate Invasion number 1, the second print, is also worthy of a pickup, because in fact that is the first appearance of Peter Parker from this universe. Lo and behold, we started to see it on the charts. Did I ever think this preview would take off? Absolutely not. This is mind-boggling. But hey, the debate is up in the air. People are saying this is worthy of a pickup. For myself, it's a hard pass.
Like when you're sitting at the checkout buying your books on Wednesday and you see it sitting on the counter, you're like, I'm gonna make some money off of this.
Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. Sam L saying this preview stuff is nonsense. Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I don't like Spidey and great read. So there you go. See, somebody who doesn't like Spider-Man agrees that this was a good read, but not this particular book. Unless you're looking to read some previews, well, it's like no, absolutely not. So, oh, another one that I don't even know where to start. But let's get into it.
I just want to say something really quickly, very quickly. Art is very subjective, and it's all I'm saying. It's very subjective. What one person loves, another person could really dislike.
Yes,
and everybody's got a different style. Whether you like it or not, it's still someone's work. It's still someone's expression, right? To really come down and see you hate something, I don't know, but it's not very good in my opinion. But again, some people might love it.
absolutely. And I'm not criticizing art. What I will criticize, I'll tell you in just a minute. But before I do, we got to give a shout out to our paisan south of the border. Guy Forge is in the house, man, swinging by there. There you go. Give it to him. Show him.
What's up?
Appreciate you slapping that computer on and coming to hang out with myself and my paisan, our paisan.
Yes, but we're gonna see him soon.
Yes, of course. Terrificon. Terrificon, guys. Terrificon. I'm telling everybody in the chat. But anyways, yes, art, of course. I'm not gonna hate on something when it comes to art. What I'm gonna say is that it is absolutely mind-boggling to see X-Force 48 coming at number 4 on cover price with a near mint fair market value, $16 US, and I don't understand because there's absolutely nothing to this book.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a hate buy.
Yeah.
I think people are just buying it because they hate it.
Yep.
It's happened before, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just gonna get it because it's terrible, and I'm gonna be like, I have it.
Yeah, but you know what? You're spot on, and Chia Pet is also spot on, saying that you're a gentleman, and more people should be like you. But whoa, we talking about top 5 covers of all time on the show? Yeah, exactly. So, I agreed, man. I think it's one of those things where like it's so bad it's good, right? Like that's
right,
how
exactly. Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It was interesting to see the amount of money that people were willing to throw at it. At $16 US. I think this was what, a $3 or $4.99 US book. So
I think the same thing happened with that Frank Miller book, right? It got a little bit of a boost because it was a hate buy.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I saw a lot of people prior to this even passing FOC saying, dude, this is totally worthy of a pickup. I'm like, no way, man. Like Wolverine's arm looks way too short for his body. Like, no, it didn't feel right. I was like, there's no way. And everybody who did tell me that was 100% right. So there you go.
Sorry, Chia Pet actually, his comment there. Yeah, he was Cassidy's work. I've seen some of it, and it's actually pretty good. So
yeah,
who knows?
So it's funny because some people were wondering and saying, was this to troll Frank Miller, right? Because of what you were just saying, that the whole Miller cover, and no, I don't know what it was, but regardless, it was worthy enough to make number 4 on cover price. So shout out to this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Ozzy, I think I know where you're going to go with this one. Nova number 1, origin and first appearance of Nova, Richard Rider, came in at number 20 on cover price, and a CGC 98 sold for $910 US. Now, something that I just want to highlight here is that, it's not the first time I speak about this book on the show. It's, it's one of those books that I feel so many people are hesitant on. So many people are holding on. Main thing here that's driving now is like, we get the slightest bit of news. It could be the smallest news, book comes back into the charts. Yeah. And then it dips out. And then it's like the smallest news, it's back. So I feel like, everybody was looking forward to Nova because we were supposed to get a special presentation over on the MC on Disney, right? I don't know if you remember that news, but it seems that with every little bit of news that we hear, we're seeing some pretty cool sales. Now, CGC 98 sold for 910 US dollars. That's well over $1,000 here, sir.
Yeah.
And this book had come down quite a bit in the last couple of months. So Ryan Gosling, again, I feel like Ryan Gosling is being casted to be everybody in the MCU as of late. um, but yeah, a little bit of news. Here we are, man. What's your thoughts on this book?
You know what? This is one of those books that when I first got back into collecting, it was on my radar. I wanted this. I wanted a high grade copy so bad. I sent in probably like 4, and they all came back, like in the mid 9s, and can never crack that 9.8. But wasn't this book like almost $2,000 or more during like the boom? I think.
I remember seeing it because
Or
it,
even
it was ironic. During the boom, I was looking for one as well. And luckily enough, our good friend Vancouver Comic Junkie took care of me. He
right.
actually he
Yeah.
sent me one. He sent me one. And I was mind blown. And you know, at that time I was seeing it well over like I would say 1,400 Canadian. So that was in a 9.8, right? In a high grade. So my expectations of hitting that were like far gone. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna settle for like a 9.0, and then I was okay. I'll settle for an 8.5. and now is a great, up until now, it's been a great time to buy it back up because it dropped significantly.
Yeah, it did. It's just a classic book, classic character. Like, I see that, the rumors, whether it was Guardians of the Galaxy or like its own sort of the Marvel special that really spiked it. Regardless, if you take those out of the equation, this is just a great Marvel book. Like, so I don't know. I would be happy. I'd be proud to have a 9.8 in my collection for sure.
Yeah, one thing that a lot of people tend to say about Nova, and guys, chats, of course, you as well, Ozzy, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you notice, Nova was oftentimes paired up with people, kind of like Darkhawk, right? With Darkhawk sales weren't doing so well. They wanted to push Darkhawk, and which is why we saw Spider-Man out the gate and so forth. But I feel like cosmic wise, they've done so much good stuff with Nova, man. And I oftentimes speak about Annihilation, but even up until the most recent Guardians of the Galaxy run prior to this one, where Nova and Star Lord, Peter Quill, they say maybe it's time to take a break type thing. Like I've enjoyed everything Nova up until now. Not the biggest fan of the whole Sam Alexander thing. I prefer the OG. Richard Rider, yes, I'm saying him out loud. But yeah, man. So I'm hoping we get this in the MCU. I don't want to see Sam Alexander right out the gate. This is the character I'm hoping to see.
I'm going to go back to a famous quote by your brothers, the Kingpins. He's the Spider-Man of space.
Yeah, that it was me. I said that. I said that he is.
On one of those streams, yeah, Spider-Man of space.
Dude, I'm humbled you remember that and kind of mortified.
It's hilarious. Just it.
But yeah, man, JF's in the house. JF, appreciate you coming to swing by to hang out with us. You got Phil's Treehouse, man. Brother Phil's hanging out with us tonight. He bought 2 of these. No way, he's lying. He's got 3. He's got 3 easily. But all right, let's move on from Nova. We've got this awesome cover, Black Cat #1. This is dude, pretty impressive because there's only 37 9/8s on the CGC census. Now I know there's a lot of Campbell fans. Campbell fans could be pretty hardcore, but a CGC 9/8 sold for $2,500 US dollars, dude. Cover price shaker. That is big coin.
Yeah.
I
know you're 100% right. Campbell fans are not tenacious. They're just in a league of their own. They will, yeah. I don't know what to say. Like they're just into the artist so well. Like they collect anything that he draws.
Yeah, I want to say they're almost on the same level as Spawn collectors, right? When it comes to throwing money.
Yeah, they're not as intense as Spawn collectors, I don't think.
No, I don't think anyone beats that. But yes, Campbell, right? Armin, this is a huge sale. $2,500 US dollars is not chump change. Now I get it. There's only 37 9/8s on the CGC census. I imagine not too many of these were ordered. So pretty impressive sale. Those are some big dollar signs right there. Yes, Paul in the 619.
Was this
Meow.
a ratio or something? I don't
It
know.
is. It's a 1 in 25
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken. So
okay.
yeah,
Do you know what
only
year,
37.
when did this come out?
Um, this Black Cat came out a few years ago. I think what maybe 4 years ago, somewhere around there, a little more.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why they're so well. Like, I mean, it's a modern book, 37. Like, if it's not really a key, maybe a lot of people didn't send it in to get graded. So,
Yeah, no, well, like I said, I don't even think it was heavily ordered, to be honest with you. I know Cover Price had a little more of a lengthy reason behind the sale, but when I was looking at this, I was seeing that, the first thing that jumped out at me was the price tag, $2,500. So that's pretty impressive to begin with, but not many, on the census with only 37 being there. The exact year this came out, sorry, I was completely off, was 2010.
oh, 2010. Oh, sorry to put you on the spot. I didn't know. Was just curious.
Yeah, no, but I remember it, but I didn't fully remember it, so I wanted to make sure I'm saying the correct thing. But yeah, 2010, and it was a 1 in 25 ratio. Now, like I said, the amounts that were ordered, not entirely sure, but
I mean, if it's a 1 in 25 and it's in a time where people weren't collecting a lot of modern books, then
so hold on, this is slightly incorrect. So I'm gonna just correct everything that's here that we just talked about. So, um, 37 copies on CGC census, not 9/8. There's only 24 9/8.
okay.
So just to correct all of that going on over there. So, um, yeah, pretty interesting. So 24 9/8 on the CGC census, 37 in total. So pretty impressive.
Cool.
I think this is a book you can talk about pretty well, but it's Marvel Comics Presents 79, and this is a newsstand copy. Cover price shaker. CGC 98 sold for $1,100 US, which is
Wow.
pretty up there, dude.
These are pretty. Like, I mean, anytime I have any of the Weapon X in terms of the Marvel Comics Presents, people are always like, "Is a newsstand? Is a newsstand? Is a newsstand?" Because they
Yeah.
always, especially like issue 72, which is the bigger the key out of that
Yep.
part of that run. So hard to find, especially in 9/8. So, man, are we gonna get Wolverine in this at any point in time? Like, that would just be
Like the Weapon X full out design.
yeah.
I would hope to see that. I'd love to see that. Will we? You know what? Who knows, man? With the amount of multiversal stuff that's going on, it wouldn't surprise me. But I just want it to be done right because this was a great read. The whole Weapon X stuff, because it was within this issue that we saw him in the full design, right?
Mhm.
And like, I just really enjoyed this entire read. So as long as it's done right, but I don't think they'll dedicate an entire movie or an entire thing to it. You know what I mean? It'll probably be just like
Just a little snippet or something like that, a little throwback to it.
yeah, I really thought we were gonna get somewhat of it within the Wolverine movie. I forget which one it was. You know, when they were showing his origin story.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry, I was going to go back and say when you're talking about Campbell fans, there's Barry Windsor Smith fans are equally as tenacious.
Yes.
They just, especially like and when he did a lot of the Conan stuff, they just love to gobble that stuff up.
Oh yeah, trust me. There's been some Conan books that have been moving as of late that Michael Baker shared with me, but
Cool.
this one here being a little impressive, man. $1,100 is not chump change. This is some good coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty impressive. I actually had the opportunity of having Matt from Cover Price over on the show, and I'm sure when he saw this one hit the list, the guy must have been celebrating, taking a victory lap because he's a big Mega Man fan. And of course, this awesome book of Mega Man #1 from Archie Comics made its way to Cover Price. Yes, that's right. It was a Cover Price shaker. This sketch variant by Chad Thomas, CGC 98 sold for $300 US. Pretty impressive for this book. I love Mega Man. I still collect Mega Man, but this is a pretty impressive sale. Again, $300 US. Not bad.
That's pretty impressive. I don't know much about Mega Man, unfortunately. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. But you know, Mega Man, obviously the nostalgia feels, everybody tends to
Sure.
flock this. Now, this one being Archie, I think this was the first time Mega Man actually made its way to Archie Comics or was published under Archie. So, that alone is a pretty cool thing for making it worthy of a pickup. Maybe some people down the road are going to feel like Transformers 1 is worthy of a pickup right now because of everything happening with Skybound and so forth. So,
Correct. Yeah.
yeah. But very interesting sale. $300. I dig. Oh boy. Yep. The Deadly Hands of Kung Fu.
Mhm.
Issue 19. First appearance of White Tiger. Now I think we could all imagine as to why this has been trending.
Of
But
course.
number 7 on CBSI, CGC 96 sold for $847, 49 cents Canadian. This big magazine book making a big sale on this week. So,
It's
what's your thoughts on this one? First
uh,
off, have you come across this book within any collections you've picked up?
no, never, never. I've been picking up some magazine uh collections as of late, but more Frazetta covers, etc., stuff like that. So I've never even seen this in person. So that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, 9.6 in a magazine. I don't even know what year this was. I'm sure it was quite some time ago, but that's fairly impressive to see. Like, high grade magazines is they're just definitely treated in a different manner. There was no protection for them. Like, there's no bag and boards back. I don't think back in the day. So
It's probably not for magazines. That's
no,
for
not for magazines. For 9.6, I think that's. I'm not surprised it's an $800 sale, so it's pretty cool.
Yep, and of course, like you said, to come across it in a 9.6 is relatively tough. This is a book from 1975. I just made sure to check this. So I wouldn't imagine people wanting to go and seek out the first appearance of White Tiger, right? But besides the fact, I think this is an awesome cover for this magazine, man. I think it's beautiful. So that alone, this picking it up and having this present well
Yeah,
must be awesome to just look at.
a lot of the appeal with some of those magazines is definitely it's like the golden age. It comes down to the artwork, the cover work. So yeah.
Yep, of course. But
Oh,
one that was scary to see here as cover prices key of the week was
wow.
Amazing Spider-Man 299. Mark Jewelers. That's right.
Okay.
Mark Jewelers. We're gonna get there. Hold on. First cameo appearance, if you want to say that, of Venom. I know people feel different, including myself, but CGC 98 sold for 4,300 US dollars. Now, when I saw this, immediately the first thing I thought of was, holy shit, we're talking Mark Jewelers. With everything going on, is this a legitimate book to begin with in a 9.8? But seems that somebody still had the confidence to spend $4,300.
I mean, you have Venom, you have Newsstand, you have Mark Jeweler. Like, Mark Jeweler collectors are in a whole league of their own. Forget Campbell or Smith
Yeah.
collectors, right? Where
Yep.
Mark Jeweler collectors are just, yeah. I mean, for a high grade as well, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, man, especially in a 9.8. But yeah, Uni's in the house. Shout out to Uni, man. I'm sure he's gearing up for Super Bowl weekend next weekend. Yes, his 49ers are playing. But Uni, yes, I agree, bro. With the costume they showed, he probably won't last. Yeah, we're gonna get to that White Tiger talk in just a little bit. But yeah, rough, absolutely rough. There you go. I'm ready for the Baker Shaker. There you go. He knows what's up. Derek saying, love Mark Jeweller's books. LOL, just very pricey books. Yes, absolutely. But if you've got them within your collection and you
Yeah,
think it's a high grade, somebody might pay some big coin for it. So there you go.
yeah.
All right, Baker Shakers, baby. Now, I'm not too sure if you were much of a gamer back in the day, Ozzy, but Dragon's Lair #1. I was actually introduced to Dragon's Lair on Game Boy. Yeah, that's where I was picking it up for the first time. But this right here is based on the 80s video game. There's only 45 9.8s on the CGC census. CGC 9.8 sold for 270 US dollars. So if you're a gamer and if you're a fan of Dragon's Lair, I think that's a pretty cool price for this one.
If I came across this and it was decent, I'm a big fan. I used to play Dragon's Lair all the time. Like, I still remember that video game, like the OG one.
Yeah.
I don't know. This definitely hits the member berries for sure.
Yeah. Definitely, man. And dude, I can't stress it enough. Video game books, especially on the comic side,
Getting
they
huge.
they tend to be, doing their thing. A lot of people with interest in it. So I didn't even know this book existed until Michael Baker sent it my way, and now I'm like, dude, you're making me want one. Don't do this to me. Don't
I
do this
would
to me.
love to have this. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But pretty awesome book. Baker Shaker this week, but there's more Baker Shakers. We got, of course, what would Baker Shaker be without a Spawn book? Spawn 220. This is the 1 in 75 ratio by McFarlane. 38 Universal, 9/8 on Census. That's right. So these are the blue labels. CGC 9/8 sold for 1,000 US dollars, man. What were we saying before about the Spawn fans?
I'm a Spawn fan as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Wow, that's crazy.
Baker saying he wanted this so bad. I'm starting, guys. I think I'm starting to see a trend here of Michael Baker's submissions weekly. It's books he either got or is looking to buy and missed out on. That's what he's doing. He's sharing it with us
But
and
he's
letting us
hearing
know.
more buzz about it, so it's maybe he's gonna jack the price up and he won't be able to get it. Better be careful. You got to be quiet about books.
Yep, for sure. He actually sent me a book right before going live that I was telling him maybe we could slip it in, but I won't because the information he shared with it is, dude, if you come across that, you might hit gold. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully, we'll have it on the show for next week. But Armin here, Gear Up to 60, saying, don't forget Space Ace as well. You remember that one?
No,
Space Ace, the video game.
don't remember Space Ace. Sorry.
OZZI. I'm kidding. But yeah, Uni, of course. You see that price tag, man, 1,000 US dollars. Insane. Yeah, Michael Baker with the LOL. He knows it's true. He's gonna keep that book hush until.
And this was and then just after this is when they started doing the homage covers, correct?
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, the
21.
the Action Comics one was right after. So
Yeah, they did like the Hulk annual ones, the Walking Dead, etc., etc. So
yep. But all right,
cool.
let's get into this fun stuff, man. The MegaCon Orlando exclusives, because yes, like I said, it took place this weekend. It's only bound to happen that we'll see some sales on eBay. So here are the ones that I found pretty impressive. Dude, there were so many exclusives out of MegaCon this weekend. Like, I managed to scoop one up because luckily Justin, Nemesis Prime, was at MegaCon in Orlando. And all I wanted was the Amazing Spider-Man 252 homage, but with Venom on it. So I asked him to pick me up a copy, in which he did. And, I by no means did I think that would pop. If I knew some of these would pop the way they did just here, that we're gonna go and see, I think I may have told him to pick these up. So the first one being the Mandalorian number 8. I don't know if you guys saw this one, but this was limited to 600, and of course covered by EM Gist. This is a beautiful cover to begin with, and raw copies are already selling on eBay at around $119 Canadian. So yeah, pretty impressive, man. You said you're a Mando fan,
Yeah,
right? You like the Star Wars stuff going on. This is awesome cover. What do you think?
that's a great cover. Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
We got Luke in the back there too. Dark Saber, like what's not to love?
Yeah.
What does he have? Curious why they did the green lightsaber.
Ah,
It's a great cover though.
yeah. Yeah, now that you pointed it out, I kind of want to know too. But yeah, wow, nice cover. It's insane, dude. I came across it and I was like, man, I didn't even know this was available at MegaCon. So pretty impressive, $119. But this sale blew my mind, dude. The Disputed number 1, limited to 250 Miko Suyan. Raw copy sold for $336.31 Canadian. And of course, who do we got there on the cover? The Crow.
Yeah.
So I've not had the opportunity to read the book. I'm not too sure exactly, what this book entails, but I do know that apparently the Crow is within this book. So pretty interesting. I know Crow fans could also be a little hardcore, but
So
336.
are they connecting it to the original movie at all? I don't know about this.
No idea. I haven't read anything about it. But yeah, we'll no idea what if it's because it's limited to 250. The Crow. I just think it's a banger cover. I cannot speak for the book because I haven't read it, so I won't get into that side. But just pretty impressed by this sale because when I saw the dollar signs, I was like, "Holy moly, 336 is not not chump change."
No, for
Yeah.
Raw.
Lightsaber is green like on the show, fellas. Well, excuse me because as I said earlier, I
Ooh,
am very far behind. So,
no.
yep, there you go, dude. I have been absolutely annoyed by every Taylor Swift cover that has come out except this one. I actually like this one. So, Taylor Swift, Female Force, limited to 500. This is a Shikari cover. Raw copy is going for $161.42 Canadian. I saw this sale take place and I was mind blown because, yes, the Swifties are up and about within the comic world. But, dude, like I said, I've hated almost every cover that's come out that featured Taylor Swift. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. This is a very nice cover.
Uh, I wonder if they got permission for this.
I'm not too sure because she's rocking some Deadpool right under there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, Swifties are everywhere now,
Yep.
taking over the NFL. So why not?
NFL, MCU comics. But you know who else is taking over? Bleecker Street Comics, man.
Oh,
Bleeker's in the house, brother. Appreciate you swinging by, coming to hang out with us tonight. But yeah, man. So pretty interesting sale here. $161 Canadian for this book. And I don't know every single exclusive that was available at MegaCon, but I did see a sale take place that was even way higher. Apparently, there was a metal cover available for this one, and I think that was limited to 25 or 50 or something around there.
interesting.
But regardless, the Swifties are up and about, baby. So that was the market report, OZZI. That was fun.
We
But
survived.
we've got some big stuff to talk about. Some big news. Big things happening, not just within the MCU, the DC universe, or all that fun jazz, but
Yeah,
the last couple of weeks, guys, we've been talking about some of the nine buzz going around CGC, the CGC buzz, the CBCS clapping back, all of that fun stuff. But the Reholder gate, not the Reholder gate, the Reholder stuff in general, the scam that took place, stuff's been coming out up until literally before I was going live. I was having the 99 newsstand, send me a ton of stuff, and I was like, holy moly, like a lot of stuff is definitely taking place now. I don't know if those people that are, going through some lawsuits already, but Comic OZZI, I'm going to ask you for the last time tonight. Are you ready to get into the hot topics, baby?
I don't know about this one. I might be ready.
Well, we're doing it anyways. All right, so hot topics of the week. Guys, I already gave you a minor introduction as to what we're going to be talking about. But before we get into the CGC stuff, let's get into this stuff right here. That's right. Dude, can you believe it? The Spider-Man spin-off, El Muerto, is reportedly back in development without Bad Bunny. So, look, to be honest with you, I said it before. I don't care about this at all.
It's something we didn't ask for. Like,
Yeah. I don't
why?
even know. Yeah. Just let it die. That's
Yeah.
all he keeps saying. Let it die.
Yeah.
Now, dude, I don't know if you saw already. Madam Web is projecting to have horrific numbers in the box office. So if this doesn't tell Sony something, I really don't know what to say. Like at this point,
I mean, like if you look back, when Guardians of the Galaxy was releasing, there's a lot of people saying, "Do we really need a Guardians of the Galaxy movie?"
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So sometimes maybe you never know, but I wait to make that decision when it comes out, and
Yeah.
make that call then.
I'm with Uni. Yes, not again. Like Madam Web wasn't enough. Yeah, the guys, don't forget, we still got Craven coming, but apparently this is back on. Whatever. We'll see. Bad Bunny or not, I'm not interested.
No.
Yeah. But check this out, dude. I don't know if you saw this. Now, X-Men First Class director Matthew Vaughn says Deadpool 3 will save the MCU. I think that's a bold statement. But regardless, the snippets that I know are unbelievable. Marvel is about to have a jolt. It's going to bring that body back to life. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are about to save the whole Marvel universe. This is what he says. Look, I think up until now, we're all aware that Deadpool 3 is going to be absolutely bananas. And, I can't stress it enough. It's the only movie from the MCU that is dropping this year in 2024. Obviously, there was a lot of setbacks and stuff like that. There was the strikes that just recently went on and so forth. But I don't think he's saying this for no reason. I do think that the MCU is in need of a jolt, right? It doesn't need that energy, that jolt, like he says, brought back into it, because clearly the life has been sucked out of it as of late with everything going on, especially on a negative aspect. We had everything happen with Jonathan Majors, and some of the product just not hitting the way it used to, right? I think this movie is going to be an absolute adventure ride, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. This one right here, do I think it saves the MCU? I don't know if it saves it, but I think it's going to bring a lot of people back into caring again.
I mean, I'm a fan of Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy and Hugh Jackman. So whether it's going to save it or not, I don't know. I think it's going to be one hell of a ride. It's going to be so entertaining. Like, I mean, he's knocked the other movies out of the park. So it's got to be better than what we've had as of late. If any
more. I think out of all the recent projects, dude, Loki season 2 was awesome.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I agree. But I think this is going to be on a different level.
Oh, yeah. I think this is going to have everything we wanted and maybe more within the MCU. Some things that might just even take us by surprise, because, we're going to have a lot of surprises within this movie.
Yeah.
Multiversal stuff is going to take place. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I can't wait to see this take place. I think this is a very bold statement coming out of Matthew Vaughn. So, yeah. Uni saying if it ain't good, it will doom it. Yeah, for sure. I think if this tanks, like, won't have much to look forward to in 2025.
Yeah.
Read George R.R. Martin take on fandom. It's toxic all around. Okay. Yeah. Saved from what? People loved Guardians, loved Loki, loved Black Panther 2. Yeah, no, dude. I loved Guardians. I loved the Loki. Black Panther 2 was good. Would I say it's the best thing out of the MCU? No, but it was a very good movie. I don't have any issues with it. But save the MCU. I do think what he's saying isn't entirely wrong. I do think that it needs a jolt. That's where I'm saying I agree with him. To say it's going to save the MCU, that I don't know.
They're just consistent. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Gear Up saying too much hype. Unfortunately, it may disappoint if people expect too much. I think we're at the point. Gear Up, you bring up a great point here. I think we're at the point where the expectations are so high, because up until now we've had so many rumors with castings. Right? We had Jennifer Garner, Elektra, that's going to apparently be within this movie. We have Ben Affleck as Daredevil. We have like all the original Fantastic Four, all the original X-Men. We have literally everybody. Dude, it's overwhelming with the amount of people. Now, do I expect them to, cause enough trouble to probably put these universes in doom? Yeah, I totally do. Especially the Fox universe. We saw it on set, man, that there's a Fox logo literally burnt down to shits behind them while they're fighting. So yeah, I think it's going to be absolute madness, chaos, but maybe, yeah, Gear Up, you're onto something where we might be expecting a little too much. Chiapad saying lots of these takes are narratives that people run with it. More properties released means more chances of failure. Of course. Yeah, you're absolutely right with that one. All right, Ozzy, take a deep breath.
Let's do it.
Because we're talking White Tiger first. I saw you brace yourself, but yes, dude. Okay, Uni, you were just talking about it. If you're still here in the chat, man, yeah, like this looks like White Tiger ordered off Wish. I'm hoping they're gonna put some love into it, because dude, the White Tiger character is pretty interesting, right? He's also got, I think, it was his sister and I forget which other relative become White Tiger. I like some of the White Tiger stuff. To say that I'm a huge White Tiger fan, no. Does this excite me in any way? Not really, but to see how cheap this costume looks, kind of it took me back. I was like, what is this? But again, no surprise. Hopefully, they're gonna add a little touch ups here. You know what I mean? Some love, some maybe CGI. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what I saw the pictures of this. I don't know what to make of it. Like, I mean, I again, I agree with you. I think the idea of bringing White Tiger in is kind of cool. Just like, it's a multicultural character, etc. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
Yeah, no, I agree, dude. Like, you know, I, anybody here who watches, actually, wait, before we get into it, Newbie Comics is in the house. Newbie brother, appreciate you swinging by. I hope you're not eating too much popcorn, sir. Come on. Um, but yeah, no, anybody who knows me knows I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I feel like this is a cheap costume that I would see at a backyard wrestling sale. You know what I mean, like a backyard wrestling show. Sorry. So yeah, when I saw this, I was like, man, I'm pumped for White Tiger, but I by no means am excited to see this costume. So we'll see how this plays out. But it's interesting to see that it created a buzz, it created some speculation, some people picking up books. Right, we saw the Peter Parker book hit the list. We just recently spoke the Kung Fu book. So yeah, kind of like what Newbie says, right? If it's in your face, obviously people react, but then after they're gonna probably forget about this character in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, it might have just been like a flash in the pan, kind of bringing the character and then quickly exit the character. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Gear Up saying a lot of CGI. Yes, hopefully that'll save it. Chia Pet saying no way Sam looks as good in his PJs. Yeah, I saw the other comment up here. There you go. So the most unimpressive ass ever. Yeah, pretty much. You guys are killing me in the chat. But all right. Now we can take that deep breath. OZZI, because we're gonna get into
There we go.
some of the juicy stuff. Guys, there's been some big news this week. I'm sure everyone's keeping up with what's going on. Of course, our good friend Swaggerhouse is putting out some great content covering all of this stuff as it unfolds. You've got Automatic Comics, you've got Thorough, you've got the 99 Newsstand, the West Coast Avenger. There's a lot of people covering this. A lot of information coming out, and I want to give a quick shout out to the 99 Newsstand for obviously keeping me in the loop. He constantly sends me updates within the DMs when he shares a story. He's tagging me and so forth. So shout out to him. I know he's going to be diving deeper into some of this, but there's two lawsuits going on. It seems there was an inside job that was going on. So OZZI, did you have the opportunity to hear about? We're not talking Reholder. We're talking something totally different at the moment.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I've had the briefing on what's happening now. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And Manu and Dave definitely. I mean, I know it's something completely different, but they've definitely cracked open something, some fault lines that are in CGC right now, which we thought, everybody put CGC on this pedestal and they thought they were, the be all and end all of comic collecting. And we know now that's not the case. So, but yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because, regardless of what we think or anybody at this point, CGC is dominant, right? Even after all this news, nothing changes. I like CBCS cases. I like CBCS. If I had the option of a book in the same grade that I want between a CGC and a CBCS, I'm going to go CGC, right? Because it just, for some reason, holds. Better on the secondary market. But regardless of the fact, now looking at these lawsuits, now you have one here that's taken place, which is absolutely nuts. These are employees that were working there. Brandon, you have the names here. It says Brandon Terrazas, an employee at CGC since 2002, engaged in a fraudulent scheme with his wife, Ayana Terrazas. This is insane because just to give you guys, a little more detailed information here. The wife, Ayana's, to strip CGC of this goodwill by inter alia stealing customers' comic books from CGC's facilities, generating duplicates of legitimate, authenticated CGC grade labels belonging to highly valuable comic books, encapsulating less valuable lower grade comic books with these higher value duplicate labels, and offering such mislabeled goods to the public at large. So it kind of looks like this Reholder stuff was, ongoing as well here with these people.
Yeah, this is going back to September as well.
Yeah,
When they
exactly.
when they first, who knows? I don't know how long it's been going on at CGC, but they've been on it since September and just, released this. I'm just curious as to, like, there's so many questions that this is bringing up, like internal security. People are talking about, what employees are there. Like, someone mentioned, are they just paying the minimum wage? Are they just, inexperienced people, whatever? There's just a lot of questions that really have to be answered by Matt after all this is coming out. And I think he kind of knows that. Like,
for sure. What kind of sucked though is he had a sit down interview with the boys, West Coast Avenger 99 Newsstand, and within it he specified that nothing related to employees on the inside, right? And lo and behold,
the other issue.
Yeah, with the other issue, the Reholder stuff. But lo and behold, we are seeing other stuff taking place here, right? It looks like that, I'm not too sure if this was found through the most recent diggings, right? That they're going back to find things, and maybe they're finding other stuff here. But it seems like this was also known, maybe most likely prior, because I don't think they'd have a lawsuit so quick, right? But let's just look a little further into this. So here it says, defendant Brandon Terrazas began working at CGC on or about June 13, 2022, and provided services to CGC as a comic book grader. Prior to working at CGC, he had been a longtime collector of comics. So this right here is, the actual filing for everything that's taking place here. That they're going to court, and there's full descriptions. So we'll get into some of the highlighted sections as well. With point 54 over here saying, with respect to 7 of the 23 stolen comic books, unsatisfied with the grade actually received, Mr. Terraza swapped in duplicates of CGC branded labels with higher grades, thereby misrepresenting lower grade collectible products as higher grade collectible products. So same thing, right? The whole Reholder shit. This is a big fraud, dude. And just read above that where it says 53. It says in total, Mr. Terrazas has received at least $26,895 in aggregate revenue from these fraudulent transactions, right?
I think I read somewhere in this that CGC is looking for $2 million in remunerations. So
yeah. And it's massive. It's absolutely massive. So specifically, and this is in point 55, specifically, Mr. Terrazas admitted to consigning 5 comic books encapsulated with CGC grade labels to Comic Link under his wife's name, Ayana. So again, inside job. It sucks to even hear this thing, because you brought up a good point, the whole security stuff. What is, going on? Like, I don't understand how anybody, and absolutely anybody working at CGC, could even walk in with a school bag, if that makes any sense, right? Like, how can you bring in comics or even leave with comics? There's got to be some kind of,
I bet you have better security at a dollar store. Like, can we check your bag, please? Right? Like,
exactly my point. Like, yo, I manage properties, right? And like, we have fucking doormen for tenants, right? Like, we've got people at the front door making sure the building is safe and following procedures. Like, you are CGC. You are dealing with some high valuable collectibles here.
Yeah, the whole verbiage is a little too vague, and it really made me wonder. Like, when they're talking about taking books off of shelves and bring it to your desk.
Yeah.
They need to answer a little bit more, because people are sending like thousands of dollars worth of books and just trusting the process, right? Trusting that they're going to be handled with the care that you would want. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know the process. And someone said in the chat, I think there's probably other shenanigans going on other than this. Like, it's a huge company.
For sure.
People will always take advantage of situations if they can. So if they see that the security is laxed and they're of that right mind, they will take advantage of that.
Now, one thing I will say is that any company, and I mean literally, I hate to say it, almost all companies deal with this, right? You're going to have people that you're going to employ that are just going to disappoint you. They might steal from you. They might do all of that horrible stuff. Unfortunately, that exists in the real world. Now, I think, there's no hatred towards CGC at all when I say that I expect at least better security, right? Or security measures when it comes to things like this. To have the capacity to so easily do this was just concerning. Myself as a client when submitting books.
Right.
Now it makes you wonder, right? All those people who always say, "Wait, my book came back a 9.6. It should have been a 9.8. Like, what's going on?" Right? Or when I sent it in and didn't have this tick, like all these things start to it
Yeah.
starts to pile up. And I've heard several people say this after finding out the news because immediately that was my first thought, right? That's where it's like, well, how deep does this go? How far can we take this investigation? Because now you're looking at years worth of submissions
Mhm.
where we're only finding now certain things, but how much more may have taken place, because if security is not this tight up until 2024, well, what the fuck has been going on? Right.
I agree. I agree. It's going to make people question, a lot of their submissions. I've
Yep.
seen so many people's posts that be like, I took this picture of this book, I sent it in, and when I got it back, it looked completely different. So now a lot of that stuff is starting to make sense. Whether that, was one of the books or not, it's just, they're just going to have to answer some questions for sure.
Yep. Derek saying he's starting to like this employee now. Please upgrade my 9.2s, please. Yeah, so definitely don't want to be encouraging this guy. I know you're totally joking, but it is nuts to see that such things are unfolding at CGC. I actually feel bad for CGC to have to go through this, because it's shitty. Nobody wants to see things like this happening within their company, right? Like I'm sure Matt Nelson did his interview, and like he knows for sure things are going on in the background. And I said it, like he dropped the idea of the 9.9 pre-screens, and I said, yeah, it's most likely a misdirect. Like, hey, look this way while we take care of that.
Possibly,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
but it it it's nuts, and like I said, I'm sorry that they have to go through this. It really sucks. I feel bad for them, but yeah, I used to work at a high tech company, and they would search out bags every day. I can't see CGC not doing the same, dude. I walk into my comic book shop, my LCS, and I walk in with my work bag. You're leaving that bag at the front door.
Yeah. Most comic shops are like that.
Yeah,
I, I'm,
exactly.
I'm sure there's security measures in place. I mean, I might be exaggerating slightly in terms of like it being lax. I'm sure there's some sort of security, but there's obviously fissures in that security system that
Yeah.
these people took advantage of.
It makes me wonder if other people, like I said, are involved, maybe more than just these two. And who knows? Maybe we'll start to see more things unfold, because just this week we got two of them, not one but two. Yes, the CGC REHOLDER lawsuit is also up for discussion tonight, because yeah, we're getting names, we're getting more information related to this, and dude, I feel bad because actually I don't feel bad. I don't give a shit. These your name should be exposed in a poor manner for doing this stuff. But yeah, man. So you got CGC up against Zanello. Yeah, and what I mean by Zanello is, you can see right there, it says defendant Ulysses Zanello and Brie Riva. Now, dude, the details here. I'm gonna go through it, and again, shout out to 99 Newsstand. He was sending me these on Instagram. This is some pretty insane information coming out of this, the REHOLDER stuff. We all remember how big the REHOLDER stuff got to the second we got some news. Now, here we're going to get some further information. Now, defendants have submitted more than 2,000 comic books. We were hearing 300 books approximately in question, right? When we first heard about the REHOLDER stuff. You remember?
350. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 350, somewhere around there. Now, we're seeing here within this that we're looking at 2,000 books. At the bottom here, it says, over the years, defendants have submitted more than 2,000 comic books to CGC under Zanello's account and the CBS account. Approximately 369 of the submissions were for reholdering. However, defendant submissions have increased in recent years, with approximately 253 submissions in 2021, 345 submissions in 2022, and 329 submissions in 2023. This has been going on for quite some time. It's way more than 350 books. We're looking at 2,000, guys.
Yeah, but that the 350 might possibly be correct. Like, I mean, maybe not all of the books
Yeah.
were tampered with, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some that they submitted which were on the. I'm not trying to defend them at all. I'm just saying some of them might be on the up and up. But I mean, if it comes out and it is more than the 350, then I think Matt already knew that going into the interview, and he should have stated there might possibly be more. But I think
Absolutely.
he held back because he didn't want to create this frenzy.
Hmm. I don't disagree with you. Now, this was absolutely mind blowing, seeing that at least around $4 million. So I'm not going to read the full thing. I'll just get to the first few lines here. But the defendants in this case, Ulysses Zanello and Brie Riva, together defendants have taken advantage of CGC's certification and reholdering process in order to dupe many dozens of unsuspecting buyers in a scheme implicating at least around 4 million in comic book value and possibly more. That is insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like we're not talking what we were just talking about, the other two people. Now we're talking $4 million. The other two we were talking what, 28,000, 30,000 approximately.
Which could be more as well.
Yeah, and it could also be more, but here we're looking at approximately $4 million. That's absolutely nuts. And this is what made me this made me giggle. I don't know about you, but check this out. On or about December 16, 2023, a member of the comic book community with a large social media following posted on Instagram about a potential scam involving the sale of what appeared to be a CGC certified copy of the Amazing Spider-Man 252, certificate numbers there, for $15,700. Who was that guy? 99 Newsstand. So everybody give him a round of applause. Well deserved, because yeah, he called it out. He called it out. And this is what got us to this point. Now, he suspected the comic book had been swapped with a copy of the comic book that had been sold in August 2023 for merely $2,247. The part that made me laugh in all this is what I'm about to read up next. The guy pretty much panicked, right? So let's get to it. The Instagram post prompted discussion among the comic book community on or about December 16, 2023. Member of the community, yada, 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 eBay, swaps. Upon information and belief, defendants became aware of the discussions among the comic book community, realizing that their fraudulent scheme was unraveling on December 18, 2023. Zanello called CGC's customer service department in an attempt to recover the 3 comic books that defendants had recently submitted to CGC for reholdering. He called CGC 4 times between December 18 and 19, 2023, stating, for example, that the 3 comic books had been incorrectly shipped, that the submission was a huge mistake, and that he is kind of stressing out and definitely needs to get them back from CGC. The guy called CGC, man, customer service. It's like just tell him what you did at this point. But yeah, man, the call, and it says the calls are recorded. So pretty funny, man, that this is the route he did. He panicked. He panicked. It is what it is.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like, I mean, I don't even know. Like, you see Dave and Manu unraveling this thing, and these guys are just like, "Oh my god, what's going on?"
Yeah.
But I hope they, to the fullest extent, I hope they just like do everything they can. CGC does everything they can. I had a quick little conversation with Swag, and
Yeah.
It almost would have been better for CGC if this was an inside job, because they could have continued. They could have been like, "Oh my god, couple, just like the other one, a couple employees, we nibbed it, we nailed it, we knew exactly what they're doing. We're changing all these policies, we're changing this process," because I don't think they still know how they did it. I don't think anybody knows how they did it.
Well, I think now it's come to pretty much be put out there with the heat gun and how they were swapping out the books. We know exactly how they did it. Now, it kind of gets me wondering how these submissions were making their way through. That was the initial question. When this reholdering stuff started, I had asked, like, you working at CGC, right? Like, you're going to go through the reholdering to pass this scam, but you as the reholder responsible person at CGC, are you not taking the initiative of actually cracking open the book? And like, I think it's pretty damn obvious when you have a 9/8 book, when you see like eight, six spine ticks. At any point, did you not question, like, what's the process?
I've spoke to my presser about this. They only this may or may not be true. They only inspect the book because if some people send the like some people drop the case and it gets cracked and they want to get reholder or Newton rings, whatever. Unless the case has been really damaged, that's when they look at the book. That's when they look at the book and make sure it's not been damaged because it's still in the sleeve, right?
Yeah.
If it's just like it has Newton rings or we made it, we want to change the case because of et cetera, et cetera. Maybe they just don't pay attention to it. And they're just like, they have thousands of these books coming through. Let's redo this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Right. And they're, probably have a stack to do and they just want to get through them. So,
Yeah. Well, either way, they found the loophole, but the panic to the customer service was obviously the dead giveaway, because here you had, clearly some phone call that was recorded that was pretty obvious that he was in a bit of a frenzy, and with all the news surrounding social media, immediately eyes were pointed. Now, kind of, one thing I want to touch on that you just said is, it probably would have been better for CGC if it was an inside job, right? Like you said, you kind of nip it at the butt because you found the people that were fucking around, and you took care of it. Now, I think what sucks for CGC this week especially is that with the news that's come out, you've had both an inside job and an outside job take place, right? So you've been exposed on such a poor light, and I like I said, I do feel bad for them, because I think in reality what people want to see take place now is that we do get maybe a better casing system, maybe something to prevent things like of such, maybe better security within the building, whatever it may be. you know as a collector, if I'm sending my collectible, and I'm paying top dollar for it, I consider it top dollar because it's up there, right? More than most other companies when it comes to comics. So yeah, I'm expecting top dollar service. You know, Automatic Comics had a show today where he was talking about some of this stuff as well, and he brought up some great points, even when it comes to notes, right? Graders notes. Like, for myself, it doesn't make any sense how CGC, being the grading company that they are, to not put notes. When they say notes are free for us and there's no notes, I think any book that doesn't hit a perfect grade should have notes. That's just my opinion, right? So
yeah.
just suggestions on how we can get better. But I think most importantly, right now, is what's taking place here. They need to address this ASAP. Like I said, Automatic Comics mentioned, putting like some little stickers in certain areas of the casing. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea, because once you pop it open, it cracks the sticker type thing.
I don't know if they necessarily have like. I think for the intern, they have to do something to appease people's minds in terms of security of the actual book. Like, I mean, whether it's a tamper-proof sticker or
Yeah,
if they laser etch on the inside sleeve, like I had mentioned before, like a car has, you have the serial number on an engine, you have the serial number on the frame, and they need to match. And if one's been taken out, it's not the same book.
yep.
Yeah. They need to do something. Well, I don't know if they necessarily need to go to the extent to make a new case, but they need to give us something that appeases our worries.
Yeah, no, for sure. Um, Baker is saying, "I'm so happy that nobody bothers to scam spawn slabs. I'm safe." Yeah, no, hey, who knows, man? Maybe we've they've already been done. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that car idea is great. I remember you even brought that up in the chat on a recent show of mine, and I was like, yeah, man, I think that is a phenomenal idea. Just something to do better, right? Something that they can do better on that aspect. But lo and behold, two big cases coming out of CGC right now, and I could only imagine where it goes from here, right? I don't think any of these defendants are really gonna be found not guilty because there's way more than enough evidence. And shout out, like I said, to 99 Newsstand, and everybody in the community. This is why I can't stress it enough. Why it's important for everybody to talk, man. Talk when you see something, call it out, because yeah, the hobby's so small, you know what I mean? The collectors, the group of people. But yeah, man, OZZI, that was the show. Chat, that was the show. We ran right through it. 100. Wait, what am I saying? 100. An hour and 30 minutes. I was gonna say 130 minutes. No. But yeah, man, OZZI, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, man. It's been so long, like I said, since I've seen you on YouTube, and you did not have any rust on you. Look at you. Crushed it.
We're good. And we'll get to see each other in person, hopefully very shortly.
Oh no, for sure, and it's gonna be a terrific con, guys. If you haven't yet, definitely go check out Terrificon. I think rooms are almost pretty much booked, so I'm not too sure what's going on that aspect. If you guys want, I know a lot of people are gonna be making their way out. Pressable Defects are gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. You're gonna be there. Dude, Newbie's gonna be there. Nemesis is gonna be there. Milton's gonna be there. You've got Rocksteady gonna be there.
It's
Vancouver Comic Junkie. We could keep going.
There's like basically all the YouTubers and most of the Instagram people from the East Coast will make their way there for sure.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the West Coast, right? I know you said Swaggle House is going to be making his way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But just one last thing I want to mention, guys. Keep an eye out because, like I said, myself and Lefteros are going to be bringing the new Comic Book Day selections of the week every week now. So the pre-records are going to be starting very shortly, hopefully this week if all goes well. And, of course, next Sunday's show will not be live. I will be doing a pre-record because, yes, Super Bowl, the boys, you know how it is. You can't break tradition with certain people, right? But I'm still going to carry out with the show. Pre-record, special guest, of course, and we'll see how that plays out as well. OZZI, you got anything up and coming, man? I know you got your Whatnot sale taking place in 2 days.
Yeah, I have my weekly show. I'm gonna be trying to do a monthly Instagram claim sale. I've been doing it sporadically now with Newsstand Comic Collector. He hosts some comic sales. I'm going to be trying to do it diligently once a month, but I will always have my weekly Whatnot. My YouTube, I'm going to try and get back on it. Just been trying to focus on the selling thing, which consumes a lot of time.
No kidding.
You do that, yeah. So
I see your pre-posts on Instagram, and you fill up your staircase. It's a big staircase with comic books. Yeah, all the available stuff that's going to be making its way to the Whatnot sale. So I can imagine how much time that takes. But yeah, man, I appreciate you swinging by. And of course, guys, definitely go check out Comic OZZI on Instagram and of course on Whatnot. I can't stress it enough. Some of the best books. But we are going to let you guys go because we have a specific book we want to talk about backstage. That's right. Making deals. That's how we do. So everybody, have yourselves a great week. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the Super Bowl next Sunday. And I will catch you guys very soon. Adios, everyone.
Later. Thank you.